What is up, YouTube? This is AlphonZeus of Team Gradelock here with another episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week. We're going to be going over the latest Cardfight Vanguard episode, Ride 139, as well as results from our local and any new news we have from Team Gradelock to you, our subscribers. Now let's get into Ride 139. Of course, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode yet, please pause or close the video, go watch that episode, and then come back right here so we can discuss about it. Of course, if you don't want to do that, you can click into the link in the description down below so you can skip right to our local results. Of course, Ride 139 camping trip takes a break from the norm. We have Aichi and his team finally, after at least 8 to 10 episodes of inactivity outside from the regular cameos from, before, while Ren and Leon were kicking ass and unreversing people. Now they're going to be going on the camping trip, the title of the episode. Now, I don't know what high school trips do in Japan, but this high school trip was pretty badass. Going out to the wild, like the forest, maybe nearby or so, and then they have this big competition. Everybody's all dressed up in uniform. Big competition going out. And it's like this major quest or something like that. We have this little relay race. You have to go to different checkpoints and stuff. And of course, student council wants to screw over the Cardfight Vanguard Club and just mess them up whatever possible. And this time they managed to make all the instructions that they gave in English. So that's kind of tough for them, but it's still something that people would take into consideration. Of course, say like, oh man, they're going to be the last team in, and nobody's going to think that they're going to be ever good at this ever again, because I think the rest of the teams have their, instructions in Japanese, so that can be hard. And so when they go out, and then of course we notice that Korn has been a little bit different from usual. Like she's not her usual self. Usually I thought she would be a little bit more confident and a little bit more like, sassy, but of course it seems that she hit a roadblock and that she's definitely not acting like herself. The first thing that came to my mind is that maybe this is another different personality of a reverse card fighter, and that maybe she's like, not willing to fight in fear of losing. But that's strange because, reverse fighters are usually cocky and douchey about that. And so I thought it was like that because when you notice her eyes, they're not like the regular like bold eyes that you have. It's like monocolor. It's just a little bit strange and off-putting. It seems that instead of being reversed, it seems that she's just having a little bit of problems trying to, express her feelings for Aichi. And both times when she tried to do that, she kind of got cock-blocked by Naoki and Shingo, which is kind of upsetting, especially after the second time. Well, of course they go out, and Aichi's as optimistic as ever, trying to go out and represent his team and do good, and trying to show the high school that Cardfight Vanguard Club is here to stay. And so they go out and they're looking for all these checkpoints. They're just talking about what's going on, how they want to get better, and Korin's a little bit kind of like kind of just sad and depressed, while Misaki and her friend was talking about all the legends about some tree and how when two lovers meet under there, they stay together forever and all that stuff. And like, wow, she's definitely lovey-dovey, isn't she? And Misaki's a little bit more tomboyish about it. She's like, like, okay, that's her normal self, so I wouldn't hold anything about that. It's just Korin I'm a little bit concerned about. And turned out that apparently they went everywhere, from like, you have teachers setting up tables and like outside by a lake, in a cave, and I'm like, what? It's like, I'm not like, damn, that's pretty badass if you ask me. Just like people going off in like all different directions and just kind of doing that. That must have been a lot of freaking planning. And so after that, when the Aichi's Cardfight Club came back, they were the first team there, and then all of a sudden other teams come in, and they realize like, wow, Cardfight Club's here first. And yeah, they had the instructions in English too, which was kind of a handicap. It's like, wow, I'm seeing them in totally different light. And it seems that everybody's gonna get all the support of the high school, and their acceptance. And it seems like a very interesting plot twist, because each time the student council tries to try to put them down in some way, they end up like turning it on its head upside down and just going the opposite way, winning the support of the whole high school, which is insane. And so later that night they ended up like after the globalization thing and the student council gave their speech, they ended up going for the staying in like lobby, watch TV, which happens to be the finals of the Vanguard High School Championship, and it was them. And then all of a sudden the high school American football team comes in, and I thought they were gonna card fight. I was like, wow, new support for Spike Bros. Nope, they just want to watch the card fight battle. And then we have the Dark Regular Ghost group come in, the team that got beat by Leon when Leon visited Aichi school, and they sit down and join. So I'm like, are we gonna actually see a card fight? And I was like, you know what? Maybe this is just like a filler type episode, just kind of like, you know, trying to at least let people know they still exist, and maybe tease if there's any more support coming out for them, which I hope maybe sometimes. And so, you know, they're watching. It turns out that the final match, each team has a win against each other. We have Fukuhara High School, Ren, and Leon of Team Dreadnought. I don't know what high school Leon goes to, but I still have to check on that. I think it's maybe Team SIT Genius, their school in Singapore. And then they go up against each other. So we have, in the finals, Shadow Paladin versus Aqua Force, and it's like the most hype stuff ever. And I was about to see, alright, we're going to see this card fight. And then, what? They just fast forwards to the last 2 turns. And I'm like, wow. Well, I would like to see them fight because, you know, they've been building up for the past couple episodes, and, you know, they kind of just fast forward the fight. And of course, as the fight goes on, though, we have a lot of people coming in. It's like, whoa, what's going on? And then we see the football team, you see the Ghost team, you see Aichi's team. They're all having a good time. They're watching, and it's like, wow, this looks amazing. And it's like, you know, but the thing is, Corin was at the back, and she was like, so out of it because, you know, Aichi was busy like trying to attend to everybody, and like it seems like he was the social butterfly around here, which seems like the complete opposite of what happened before. And so, you know, Corin of course is still lovesick, and you know that, and I hope she definitely likes Aichi, hopes that she confesses to him and kind of gets that stuff over with. And so we have that final turn. We have Leon going in with that broken Transcore Tetra Drive Dragon ride skill. Oh my god, that's a guaranteed 2 cards out of the hand. And of course, yeah, you have no cards to go with, then, you know, he's going to be swinging with an extra critical before a drive check. So, yeah. And then Ren, it was like, okay. And then perfect guard. Okay, so it looks like Ren's going to take it. And then Ren had, you know, the Maka clone for Revengers. Superior call that, call somebody, and attack. And boom, we got Ren. Okay, perfect guard from you know, Leon, but Ren manages to do the superior persona ride for Revenger Raging Form Dragon and takes to it, and critical trigger on top of that, and Ren takes it for Fukuhara High School, which inspires Aichi so much to just be like, hey, I gotta go. Like, I want to be there because I beat these 2, 1 from season 1 and 1 from season 2, and I'm not up there, so yeah, I want to do this. So and that inspires Aichi a lot further. And then once we fast forward, and then we see the student council like, oh my god, we lost the game. Aichi just got the whole support of the high school, or at least most of them, from like one day than it took for the student council to try and overthrow them for the past like month or 2 at least. And then we fast forward to the bedroom, and then Naoki and Shingo were like, oh, I want to be on that stage soon. And like Aichi was like, yeah, I want to be on that stage. You know, a lot of optimism going in. And then we go to Masaki's bedroom with her roommate, and she's still lovey-dovey, the roommate. And Masaki's like, alright, well, I get it. But it seems like she kind of had some feelings for Aichi there, just a little bit. And so, you know, then we go to Corin's room, where we have kind of like a weird roommate that kind of like, oh, okay. And then Corin was still lovesick over Aichi, and then kind of goes like, okay. Aichi looks out the window, it's like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to make a commitment, I will be there again. And then we go to Corin, who's sitting outside on a chair. It's like, okay, tomorrow will be the day. And I'm like, please do. Please do. Unless, like, one of the top YouTube comments from the video that I watched was like, maybe Corin's going to tell Aichi that she likes him. And when Aichi unreverses her, it's probably going to be the funniest thing ever. Kind of like what happened with Ren and Asuka, and when Ren called her queen, and Asuka was like blushing and like squealing, like kind of like a little bit overwhelmed, because especially when Ren called her queen, it was just like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. And so I definitely like the episode. At least it builds up to the rest. It's a nice filler break from the usual kick-assery, and of course I saw the new ending, which was actually a lot better than like the past 2 endings for season 3. I do like that. Alright, well, let's get into our local results. Now, local results on Tuesday, I went to the Weiss Schwarz tourney with Josh, and we also brought along Rowan, one of our older veteran members. And so we went in, also talked, you know, played with some guys from Team Nice Guys for the Win, one of my gaming channels. And, you know, we played some rounds of Weiss Schwarz. It was a best of 1 series, since the Weiss Schwarz battles take like almost forever. And so, you know, it was understandable. Then we have, okay, my first win, I got a bye in the first round. Okay, that's cool. Second round, I went up against James in the Ultimate Madoka deck. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get that that out that much. I actually helped it out with Randy, who ran the Psychopaths in the event as well. And, you know, I managed to overwhelm him with my Leafa beatdown. Then I managed to move on to Randy, who playing Psychopaths back. He beat me because he got like his climaxes and his strategy down. I wasn't able to do much, especially with the backups and with the no backup unit, which was pretty broken by itself. And then I faced Randy again for first place, and then I managed to beat him because I managed to overwhelm him, because I managed to get the Leafas down and just beat him up before he could even get to the superior rides or the superior calls or calling them from the deck. I'm just using Vanguard terminology for this one right now. But I managed to get first place in that tournament. That was pretty good. I wish I could go back there on Tuesdays, but I have a night class at that time, so there's really nothing I can do there. But, you know what? Maybe next semester. Okay, and then comes the Vanguard tourneys. Friday, I wasn't there. I just know that some female members of Team Gradelock were there. Had a decent showing. Wasn't really that much. And then Saturday, we went in. It was Josh, myself, Alex, Jason. You know, we were there. Henry, CK, they weren't able to go because they had work. And then, like, you know, we weren't able to get a good Vanguard crowd going. We have a decent number of people, but not that much from before. And so we went in, and you know, first round I got the I think I got the bye. Oh no, I went up against I went against Rob, and he was playing a Great Nature deck. I used the Bermuda Prism Break Ride build. I modded it a little bit to include only 2 Felucas instead of 4, so I had one Mercure, which is a 10k grade 1 attacker, and I had another of Clear, the grade 1 clone of Celtic. And so pretty much that game went out. He just managed to outplay me at every possible angle, because you know, he had a very interesting starter that he used, which was called the Gardening Mole, in which that pretty much does a 5k boost and then put the units into the soul. When during the end phase, when another Great Nature Rearguard is put into the drop zone, I can pay the cost with Counterblast 1 and return to the hand. So he was able to do a Herpidub combo with Pencil Squire Hamuske and actually Counterblast 2, so not only he gets the Hamuske that was retired to his hand, but he gets to add another Pencil Squire Hamuske from the deck to his hand as well, so he pretty much plussed off of that combo. And he was able to get out all 4 of his Pencil Squires because of that. And, you know, because he managed to use Leopold's limit break as well, which is pretty insane. I couldn't really do that. He had the defense to counter my offense. Second game, I went up against Alex. Used MLB build. Since he ran the 12 crit build, I had to do I had to do the attack rear guards, because on 12 crit decks, 4 heals, this is his old draw triggers. You might as well swing career guards, because those 10k shields, it won't benefit them as much. And so the third game, I went up against Jason. He ran his DN build. Got outplayed, couldn't really do much. Even with my breakaway build, he had the perfect guards in hand. And then I went up against Joe, one of the newer members of Team Dark Matter, and he used his Goku build, and he managed to retire my boosters, so I was only swinging with like the front row, and I had literally nothing to do in the back row, which was pretty bad. Even though the second game I luck sacked with the 6 damage heal trigger, I beat him, but on the third game, even when I got it, he still managed to control the game and beat me out from that matter. But then it kind of goes into you know, the local results. I know that Jason at least tops, so that's pretty good. I'm just pretty you know, with Team Gradelock, we're kind of like fading out of Vanguard. I know that it's definitely been a long time. We've probably committed to this game for over a year, and it's been, you know, fun. It's been a fun ride. I know I'm still gonna play every Saturday tourney for Cardfight Vanguard just because I have the deck and I can do it. And you know, I'll still support the game. It's just that I probably won't support it as much as before. And so, you know, of course, with some of the veteran members and even with our newer members, we kind of like fading out and going into Weiss Schwarz and Kaijudo. Kaijudo, because it's definitely a lot of deck composition, a lot of just outplaying your opponent at every angle. And, you know, of course, Shield Blast, it can be lucksacky, but it's nowhere as lucksacky as, you know, Vanguard or Weiss Schwarz for that matter. And, you know, I'm starting to build up a deck as there as well. I've been building a Water Dark draw discard deck, so I draw, you discard type of strategy. I know Josh, he has the red deck wins, so it's just a complete rush deck with fast attackers, and just by the time you get to turn 4, it's pretty much game, because I haven't hit any of his shields yet, especially if you're not having a team that has that, and you know, it's pretty tough with that matter. But you know, I think that we're going to have a lot more Kaijudo tournaments. We're going to have a lot more Kaijudo coverage. Although we will keep doing the same Vanguard stuff every week. You're going to be getting a new Unlock the Week episode every Sunday. You're going to be getting at least local results for the Saturday Cardfight Vanguard tourneys, as well as getting results for some Kaijudo stuff that's been going on. Of course, something to look out for a local game on. That we're actually going to be having a Friday draft. So hopefully after work, I can actually stop by there and pick up my draft boosters for the Shattered Alliances, which is the new booster set. So, that's pretty much our future, what we have. Of course, if you want to make any requests whatsoever, feel free to comment down below. I want to know what you guys want to see more, because, if you guys want to see more casual matches, we'll put them up. If you want to see more trade binder videos, we'll definitely work on that. If you want to see more of, anything, maybe more meta discussions, maybe more anything, just please, feel free to make this a two-way communication between you and I, so that we can at least, make this channel a lot better for you. And, that's it for at least, this week. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. I am your host, AlphonZeus. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week, and I will see you guys next time.